Thank you, Chairman McKay and Supervisor Stork, and to the entire Board of Supervisors. It's meaningful to do this for the men and women who stand here before you today. They'll never admit how meaningful it is, but it certainly validates their effort, their training, their mindset, and where their hearts are. Police officers, deputy sheriffs, troopers, fire and rescue personnel, we deal with people at their worst moments, and we deal with people in crisis, and that, as we all know, is increasingly so with behavioral and mental health crisis. So we're never going to reach a moment of perfection, but we're certainly on a journey to achieve a goal of policing in a way that our community expects us to police under very constant, trying, and challenging circumstances. So I never thought I would be a police officer long enough to see a robot deliver a pack of cigarettes to a person in crisis in her car. But, you know, that speaks to the commitment to de-escalation and doing what we have to do. And Major Dalton Becker is allegedly paid for the pack of cigarettes, and he's still seeking reimbursement every time I see him. But whatever we had to do with the clinicians, with the co-responders, we did, because this was a dangerous situation. But she was in the immediate danger was to herself. There was no one else in immediate danger necessarily. So it afforded us the opportunity to do what we say we're going to do and take advantage of time and distance and negotiation and de-escalation. And we certainly collectively lived up to that. And I appreciate the patience of the board as well. I think a couple of us had conversations. We too received some phone calls, some interesting, but they didn't call back, Chairman, like you said. And Supervisor Gross, we just this morning were talking about that incident in Texas and how that would not happen here, because we would recognize what the situation was, and we would take our time and take the time necessary to achieve a safe resolution for everyone. The examples that I used to a couple folks that I spoke to during the course of those 34 hours, you know, I made the analogy of a water main break or a snowstorm. We have to treat this the same way. We're going to get through it. It's going to come to an end, but the end that it came to was the right resolution. And we are being asked, Chairman, to speak about this across the country. And we'll have another opportunity in a couple days in Washington, D.C., because it's a matter of putting our money where our mouth is and trying the best we can to always live up to the new and evolving expectations. So we recognize the importance of this moment. We've probably missed a couple people. I always personally take for granted the role of the 911 call takers and the dispatchers. You know, they're constantly dealing with people calling in who are in a state of real or perceived crisis when an incident like this happens. And I think for the board in particular, and I know the county exec and the deputy county exec work to you know, push through the memorandums of agreement and the memorandums of understanding and the mutual aid agreements that constantly come through. I think this incident shows why they're so valuable. So whether it's the Council of Governments, whether it's the mutual aid agreements with Alexandria, with the Virginia State Police don't need one, but all the surrounding jurisdictions, we know that we can call on them and vice versa when we're at a moment like this, and we don't need to create a document allowing that to be so, because elected officials like yourselves realize the importance of those relationships. So on behalf of everyone here, thank you all so very much for taking the time to recognize this effort. It doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you, Supervisor. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Chief, and thank you for your comments. And again, congratulations to all here. And thank you all for coming, including all of our partner law enforcement agencies that made it a point to be here with us, with our team here in Fairfax today. That means a lot.